So I hope you've all had a great New Year celebration last night or the day before, depending on when you're seeing this. Are you noticing the split? Are you noticing the 3D and the 5D or whatever you want to call it, the big split, whatever, the big merge, whatever you want to call it, or not the merge? What's the opposite of merge? Yeah, you know. Have you noticed it? It's becoming so evident, at least to me, how much we're splitting and how much the old world is falling away. Not so much because of what we're looking at or what we're seeing or trying not to see in the news or what we're hearing. It's more about how we're feeling and how we see things. Like, I'll be honest with you. One of my traditions every New Year is to make sure, unless I'm DJing a party or I have to be somewhere else, I always try to ring in the new year with my brother. And he used to be, of course, my parents, my mom, because my dad died when I was really young, but my mom's no longer here in this realm. But now I always try to ring the new year with my brother and my sister-in-law, who I feel is like my sister. So I at least try to get there about 11:30, 11:45, just making it in time to watch the ball drop. Yay! And then hang out for a couple hours and probably leave like 2, 3 in the morning. That's pretty much what I did and what I did last night. But I'm starting to notice as I'm watching what we used to know, especially as Gen X and even before, New Year's Rockin' Eve, right? It used to be Dick Clark, remember? Now it's Ryan Seacrest. And nothing to do with him because he's doing it, everything, he's doing a great job. But I'm noticing everything about it is getting so fake looking to us, to me. It feels fake. The music acts, you know? I did enjoy some of them a lot, especially the ones like the Goo Goo Dolls and, um, you know, Busta Rhymes, I guess, was on there, right? 50 Cent was on there. American Rejects. I wish they performed a different song than the one they did, but that's okay. That's my problem. I can't even remember now who they all were. But I almost felt like I was watching. You know what I'm realizing, first of all? That these New Year's performances, all they are mini Super Bowl halftime shows. You notice that? It just hit me after all these years what they really are. These New Year's musical acts. And I'm not saying they're good or bad. I enjoyed most of them. But they're all like mini Super Bowl halftime shows. Like if those artists were performing at the halftime show, this is a snippet of what it would look like. That kind of thing. That's how I felt. But everything about it felt so fake. It's like, okay, here's the next act. And again, I've seen it before this way, but this is the first time that I'm really feeling, and I'm not saying that they do anything wrong, but it's just, you could really see the 3D-ness in the whole thing. If that makes any sense. You know? I mean, you know, my favorite part of all the New Year's things is after they do the countdown and then they play New York, Sinatra. Because when I was a kid, I grew up to that. I used to sing that song on my grandmother's table. Some of you know who you are. 3 years old, singing it on top of the table. That's tradition. And I even remember back when I was a kid, when I was living there, the ball looked like an apple because, of course, New York is the Big Apple. So the ball that dropped from, I believe the years were 81 to 88. From 1981 to 1988, the New Year's ball looked like an apple. I do remember that. But they always played that song, Times Square. But I don't know, man. Even this is starting to feel more like maybe I felt this way for the last few years now, but this year especially, like with the show, I'm like, yeah, this is all baloney. Not like in a deceitful kind of way or a brainwashing way, just more like, yeah, this is all. I don't know. I can't explain it. You know, I'm not saying it isn't good. I enjoyed it, but I feel like this is all the whole thing about it, maybe because of the Clarkson. And no knock to Ryan Seacrest. Like I said, he's doing a good job. I'm not worried about that at all. And like I said, I did enjoy, I know Post Malone did some country music and other people. I just thought of somebody and I forgot. Anyway, the point I'm bringing out is I'm starting to feel like all the people who perform, and I'm thinking to myself, man, like, what? I can't even put it into words. I just see it so differently now. Everything, because I play music, and I have a lot of friends who play music, and a lot of them say what I've always felt like. And this is me being sincere now. To get to that level to where you're performing like that, a lot of people think they want that, but a lot of people don't. They're like, I don't want to get involved in that. People have theories about what happens when you get there, but the point is, it's like whatever's true about that or not behind the scenes stuff. It's just that whole like the image thing and the whole. It's like, I think we're just getting to a point now with this split or whatever you want to call it that we're really starting to see the entertainment industry. I'm not talking about I know a lot of people say about stuff about things being evil, and I'm not talking about that. Just about the facade of it. The facade of it. Even the well meaning parts. It's all a facade. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. You know, people say that about sports. I love sports, but I don't know. I just felt like this year's celebration, and it's really, to the naked eye, it's no different than any other. But I felt vibrationally like something's off. I can't even explain it. Can you understand? If you're aware of this whole split thing and the whole thing about the reality shifting and everything like that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. It's like you're watching a movie, right? You know it's fake, but you're still going to get into it, or maybe you're not, you know. I hope some of you did get to watch. I didn't get to, unfortunately, but the Twilight Zone marathon they have every New Year's on the Sci-Fi Network. I think I don't have that right now, but that was a tradition I loved, you know. So I don't know how many of you are fans of that show, but yeah, the original Twilight Zone marathon. Rod Sterling, yeah, it's good stuff. Every New Year's they do the marathon. But yeah, like it just feels so off. Same but different. So I guess the word is off. Am I the only one? Do you understand what I mean by that? It's just, I think it's just a sign of where we're headed, like frequency wise, it's timeline wise or whatever you want to call it. You're starting to see, people are starting to see, I know I am, like just things differently. No judgment, just seeing them differently.